Hey guys, watching DshackTech, and today I want to talk about the new iPhone possibilities. It is quite clear that the iPhone 5S will be released sometime in the near future, possibly in the fall. But more specifically, I want to talk about the possibility of an iPhone Lite, which would be a cheaper option presented alongside the normal iPhone 5S. So with that, let's get right into the video. So first off, the rumors surrounding this newer, cheaper, more inexpensive iPhone would be a new polycarbonate rear casing or just a plastic back. So it will feature a lot more plastic than the Apple's constant use of metal and glass. It will look more like the Android phones of the Galaxy and the Nexus with this plastic backing. It will also come in those cheesy multiple colors from blue, red, green, and yellow. I couldn't really care less about those colors to tell you the truth, and I'm not too excited about the possibility of having a plastic iPhone. Now here's where I have to remind myself that this is supposedly going to be a cheaper iPhone. The iPhone Lite will not replace the iPhone 5 and the next iPhone 5S, but will be marketed alongside as a cheaper option for a wider array of customers. This inexpensive iPhone will obviously depend heavily on the price. You can already get an iPhone 5 for $200 with a contract. So where will this new inexpensive phone come into play? Well, if you look at it not as the basic upfront pricing, but the options of the contract you pay monthly, for it is within these contract options that define the cost, and it is usually that contract that is the heavy majority of the overall lifetime price of your phone. So what I'm trying to say is, what if you sell the iPhone Lite at around $300 or so, but sell it unlocked, so you can use non-contract options, which are often much cheaper and more flexible than the binding 2-year contracts, which pretty much everyone has currently on their iPhone. To buy an iPhone 5 unlocked, currently it is nearly $600 to $700. So that's why my iPhone is technically cheaper unlocked version. Yes, it is immediately more expensive than the normal iPhone 5, but it will probably retain a smaller footprint money-wise over the long run. But other than the price and the plastic coverings, what would be the difference for buying this iPhone Lite? It can't be too similar because people would abandon the normal iPhone lineup for the cheaper price point and the unlocked access to contracts, which would effectively cannibalize the iPhone line. It needs dampened features, and what I mean by that is maybe having a smaller screen, essentially reverting back to that 3.5 screen that was on all iPhones except for the current one today, have less processing power, memory, and even less storage. This way you can still retain that divided between the more expensive premium iPhone 5 and 5S and the cheaper iPhone Lite without dividing the two. This division is absolutely key for the success of both products. I don't know how Apple is going to do this or if they're going to do this entire thing at all. Phil Schiller even said that a cheaper iPhone will never be in the future of Apple products. Making cheap products is not necessarily in Apple's vein of producing products to market. They can make it relatively inexpensive, but certainly not cheap. While it may garner another revenue stream for Apple, it might have negative side effects, like tarnishing Apple's aura of high-quality products or that cannibalizing effect I talked about earlier. If you want an example of this cheaper model of an already existing product, look at the iPad and the iPad mini. Everyone was calling for an extremely cheap iPad that would be able to compete with the other tablets from Samsung at their price range of $100 to $200. What does Apple do? They released the iPad mini with this high quality build and a relatively high price. And you know what? Those things flew off the shelves in no time. So if you want to look at this model and adapt it to the iPhone rumors, then go ahead. Although I would have reservations due to the major design differences with the iPad and the iPad mini. The iPad mini is radically more different from the iPad than the proposed iPhone Lite is from the normal iPhone. This allows for a higher demand and an already different design and features for both, which seems to be lacking in this very small market for a quasi-iPhone. I still recommend looking into older versions of the iPhone. I think the iPhone 4 is practically free, just requiring that pesky 2-year contract. I'll look into those rather than hoping for that mythical iPhone Lite release. Well, that's pretty much it for this discussion and on the probability and potential of an inexpensive iPhone Lite. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Check my channel DshackTech and subscribe for more Apple commentary just like this, as well as more product and app reviews. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and check out my WordPress blog, DshackTech.wordpress.com, for more written analysis and reviews. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you guys next time. This pocket is not meant for anything too bulky or big, but for papers and skinny items. This section also contains a netted pocket without a zipper. On the sides, you have 2 zippered pocket flaps and OS X into one system. While that hybridization is extremely difficult and Line was only a primary step in that direction, I still don't like seeing them combined. I'm still a firm believer in keeping mobile operating systems separate from computer operating systems until